Good morning, and may the sun rise for a Monday in your favor. May the stars align and the breath of a new day meet you in the most favorable of ways.
Wow, that's very poetic, might I say.
Yeah.
Interesting way to start a Monday, but the best way. Welcome, this is Wake Up Nigeria. Of course, you've come to the right place to start your week off the right way. Welcome, one and all. And we are raring to go for a Monday morning. You better believe it.
Yes, indeed. Now, Monday is some people's most favorite day of the week.
She jokes.
Yeah. Yours, right? No?
Not
Really?
mine, no.
Is it Winfrey's favorite day of the week?
Perhaps I do not know. Mrs. Agbeleshe, is it your favorite day?
No, it's not.
No, it's not, is it?
Several reasons besides working. I mean, I'm not working. I love Mondays, but yeah, no. Good morning, guys. You guys look amazing.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Yeah, I like the
Yeah,
color
what
of
can I say?
suits on Mazzino.
Oh, stop it. A little powder blue never hurt anybody.
Yeah.
In any case, it's going to be a great show. You guys are welcome to join us. There are many ways in which you can watch us. You probably are doing so with one already on Channel 16 on GOTV. Thank you very much. You perhaps also want to use the option for 49 on UHF or 121 on StarTimes. Thank you for joining us, however.
For those of you who are always with your smartphones, you can try our website. That's tvcentertainment.tv. Our website is a great way to stream the show. You can forward the link to people, friends, family, so they can watch along with you.
Absolutely. Now, do remember now, use the hashtag WakeupNigeria on TVC as you go along using those or making comments, because we like to track everything that you guys are saying. So please, it's hashtag WakeupNigeria on TVC. We love to read from you guys, and make sure you're following us while you're at it. Plus, you've told them to download the app, haven't you?
No, not yet, not yet.
Well, do tell them.
The app is available on Google Play and, of course, for iOS. So if you're a iPhone user or an Android user, anyone you're using, you can catch us right there in the palm of your hands. My name is Titilayo Oyinso.
And of course, my name is Mazzino Appeal. For a Monday, let's let you guys know what's coming up on the show today.
Yeah, so Mondays is always about motivation.
Motivation for a Monday. We will be joined by Gabriel Balogun. Of course, Gabriel Balogun is a business strategist, and he has a passion for making sure that businesses and personalities always advance by strategy. Today, he joins us to talk about how we can, overcome procrastination using self-meditation.
Self-meditation.
Exactly.
Interesting.
And coming up, Abu Ibrahim will be joining us for a bout of poetry. He joins us for a performance we're going to be remembering for a very long time, and I'm especially looking forward to this one.
SME. We have a guest who's responsible for filling over 8,500 pre-filled cooking gas cylinders and burners to less privileged communities.
Will be joining us to talk about this on SME. Let's see what it's like from the non-profit side of things when it comes to organizations. That's a very strong and fit doctor. She's carrying how many kgs of gas on her shoulder?
I want to believe it's empty.
Well,
come on, give it credit.
Women are stronger than you think.
How was your weekend, Titi?
Well, it was all about rest, and more rest this weekend, because last week was a really intense week for me. So I just made it a point of duty to actually get as much rest as possible and tidy up the house for once.
Oh, fantastic.
For once.
For once, yeah.
What was your weekend like?
Mine was...
Just there.
I had a variety of a weekend.
We know. We saw.
Stretching from Friday up until yesterday
How was my dean? I sent you.
Well, yes, exactly. I happened to be in Benin over the weekend. I stopped by her school just to take a picture and send it over to the group. I bet you guys saw it. But initially, I made a trip to a village called Oyede in Delta State, and it was so fantastic, so lovely to actually ride through bushes and back roads, and you know, the air is always so thick and sweet, and you can actually cut it with a knife. I loved it.
It was lovely.
It was lovely, absolutely. Loved the loneliness, actually. I like being out there just by myself where anything could happen.
Really?
Yeah, it was great.
In this time.
It was.
In Ember.
It's good to get away from.
When December is near.
Listen, Nigeria is safer than you think. The only stories you hear are the bad stories, but there's so many good stories out there. Like people who want to just help you on your way, people who want to give you stuff. An old woman who, after buying wankru.
What's that?
Wankru. The little maggot, the little rhinoceros beetle larva.
No.
Yeah, she offered me water for free.
Worms?
The edible worms.
Oh, no.
Oh.
You know, and set me off on my way.
Have you tried it before?
No.
You actually should.
Try.
Aye.
It's really nice with the dried gari, right?
That popo gari.
Popo gari. That's right there.
Vinige.
Wow.
It was fantastic. What was the most ridiculous thing you've ever eaten?
Oh, goodness me. I think I never thought I would get used to, so I've tasted it's like an ant. Like
Chingue.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember the name.
Chingue.
Yeah,
I tasted it.
That's it.
And I just still kept seeing cockroaches.
Oh, you had it. What's your most
Oh my
ridiculous
God,
one?
like it was, so that's the thing, for me, I think I've come to a point where I don't think anything is ridiculous as long as you eat it. You're just not used to it, right? But growing up, literally, Chingue, raining season, big basin, under the fluorescent, they all dropping.
Really?
You fry it with salt.
Exactly.
Oh,
You have a
dear me.
snack.
If you're out there,
a
that's
very
where she,
healthy snack.
that's where she gets her beauty from.
Tell
She's
them,
right.
tell them.
Give your children chingue and wankru.
It took a while before, okay, so since I didn't grow up young, it took a while for me to start enjoying snail. Because I still used to see
Love it.
snail
Had
as
some over the weekend.
something from,
Yeah,
you know.
crawling all over
The
the
only
Yeah.
thing I can remember not wanting to eat is avocado pears.
Avocados?
Yes, and not because I don't want to, I just can't swallow it.
I'll tell you something,
just
they
can't
are the
swallow it.
most tasteless fruits, but they
Yes,
are one
I
of the
can't.
most nutritious.
I always try to get it in with
Yeah.
some granates or
Love it.
in the smoothies
So
and things
it
like
is
that.
the season for, fruit like avocado to begin. Where am I going with this? Yeah.
And you're welcome. It's time for the news. My name is Mazino Peel. Apologies for the delay. Little technical difficulties there. Now, Nigeria's House of Representatives has said it will partner leading actors in the maritime industry to expand the frontiers of government's crusade on checking revenue leakages in the sector. The House Committee on Federal Capital Territories has also charged the Nyesom Wike-led administration to prioritize security, infrastructural deficit, and also revenue generation. National Assembly correspondent Joke Adisa reports.
More committees are still rolling out their work plans in the 10th House of Representatives at an inaugural meeting that had the permanent secretary in the Federal Capital Territory Administration in attendance. Members of the House Committee on FCT expressed commitment to join hands with the administration to attain good governance. The committee urges that attention be paid to rising insecurity, decaying infrastructure, and revenue generation.
Federal government gives FCT less than 20 billion in the budget. So most of this budget are statutory budgets. So we need money to run FCT. We are planning maybe by 2024 statutory budget. I told PAMSEC we should think of 1 trillion and above.
I wanted to take this into heart because a widow came to me crying, and I ran to my husband. And it's like before we know it, the house was down. And she is left with 4 children out on the street.
Why the problem of one chance is still there and other security measures. But if you recall in few weeks now, there has been substantial decline in this. The police are implementing various measures and arrests are being made. And by now, within 1 or 2 weeks, no arrest is made, because they have seen that they have to leave Abuja. So the incidence of having a vehicle carrying 2 plate number is now very rare.
Elsewhere, the chairman Ports and Harbours underscores the major role the sector plays in the nation's economy. He says under his leadership, the committee remains committed to transparency, collaboration, and open dialogue.
We are only looking forward to partnering with stakeholders in the marine sector by engaging industry's best practice in order to expand the frontiers of government crusade on checking revenue leakages.
The committee's promise to partner with agencies under their purview to block revenue leakages and charge members to remain committed and focused towards a better Nigeria. Joke Adisa, TVC News, Abuja.
Now, the Independent National Electoral Commission has declared the governor of Imo State and candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Hope Uzodinma, as the winner of Saturday's governorship election in the state. Announcing the result in Owerri, the Imo State capital, the state returning officer, Professor Bayomi Fashina, said Mr. Uzodinma polled a total of 540,308 votes to be returned elected, while the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Samuel Ayawo, scored a total of 71,503 votes to be second runner-up. The governorship election in Imo State was adjudged peacefully, but witnessed low turnout of voters.
The election was contested, and the candidate received the following votes: Party A, 1017. Party APC, represented by Izodima Odidika Good Hope, score 540,308, 540308. Party LP, represented by Achonu Ineji, score 64,081, 64081. Party PDP, represented by Anyamu Samuel Nemeka, score 71503 votes, 71503 votes. That is Odima Odidika Good Hope of APC, having certified the requirements of the law, is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected. Signed as the returning officer, Fashino Abayo, 12th day of November 2023. I so present that. Thank you very much. God bless you.
And that's all for news. Do stay tuned. There's more coming your way inside of Wake Up Nigeria. Thank you.
Interesting fact about coffee there. This is one of the 2.25 billion cups of coffee beans.
For today.
And that's 2 in 1 cup.
Yeah, because we're sharing it.
Yeah. No, it's mine. I don't know you.
Anyhow, ladies, welcome. What's up and about? You guys are also welcome, and also we need your input here.
Yeah,
something very interesting happened over the past 1 week or a week and a half. I made a comment on, I think it was Lindsay KG Official's post on Instagram, where there was this video of this lady who had initially helped out an underprivileged lady with kids who were sleeping out on the streets. She helped her out, got her an apartment, got her something to do and all of that. And in less than a week, the woman was back outside again. Now, she had a video made of her harassing the lady, asking her why she was out there and blah, blah, blah. And the kids were there. This was the dead of night. And I made a comment. My comment was, well, putting the camera in her face and harassing her so negates whatever generosity you had done from before. Maybe we didn't need to know. I got over 70 comments, very adverse, very, very caustic comments come my direction. I also got 70 likes, however, and a few people who said, hey, I understand what you're trying to say. But most of the comments, over 70 of them, were people who, up until today, it continues. People are still sending messages under my comments saying, how could I say such a thing? I must be stupid, and blah, 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 blah. There was another story that was told today inside of the makeup room. You guys were there while I was having my mascara put on. Of a guy who says to a hustler, in quote, now I'll let you define that by yourself, I don't want you to hustle anymore. I will pay you a salary every single month of $400,000. You have to stop doing this kind of business. Yeah. She stops for a while. However, in less than 3 months, she was back at it again. Now, I'm being asked to define the meaning of hustle. Let's say woman of many means or one means.
Well, let's just say night worker.
Yeah, exactly.
Sex worker.
Exactly. That does it. That does it.
Exactly.
So now, where I was going with my initial comment on the post for Linda Ikeji was this: sometimes, and for most people who have been entrenched into certain conditions, it's very difficult for them to actually log out or leave that kind of a habit. That's what it is. You can provide for them all you want, everything they even need. You might still see them going back to square one again. It's one thing to say, I'm going to take you out of the doldrums, I'm going to give you something to do, maybe a trade or something. But did you reorient them? It's a mental thing. It's the reason why penitentiaries outside the country have repeat offenders who keep going back to the same crime just so they can end up back in jail again. You need a complete rebuilding of their mentality before they're able to readjust to the new. You
know, there has always been that saying, you know, give a man a fish, feed him for a day, teach a man how to fish. You know, feed him for a lifetime. I feel like it goes a lot deeper than just feeding him for a lifetime. You're feeding his soul, his mind, not just his body.
Exactly.
And the generation after him. Even there have been cases where you'd see these kids on the street with their parents, and you've heard of cases where they offer to take these people off the street and give them work to do, but they would prefer to stay there. Now, whether it's a culture, whether it's even a religious thing, some people say it's a religious thing, because there's the women that carry twins in traffic. They say that there's something that they're supposed to do. You know,
for the survival of the kids.
It boggles the mind. But these are, it's a culture for a certain set of people. They have this mindset and they've survived this long. So in their opinion,
that's life for them.
That is life for them. And fine, we have our own outlandish, worldly views of
what
how
life should be.
But to them, having a big, nice apartment, whether it's just a one-room self-contained, they don't need it. They've been sleeping under the stars and they've been alive. The same way some guys like to, well, sadly, you know, excuse themselves to the side of the road instead of
it's a liberation.
Instead of going to a bathroom.
Liberate themselves.
Mentally speaking, some people just need some, you know, they just need extra enlightenment before they...
Well, I don't enjoy doing that. I do think you should try it out sometime.
Wow.
Winfrey, what's your take?
You do or you don't?
I don't like it. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So now this is what I say. So same thing. Mindset. I feel is very mindset is that is literally the basis of someone's existence. So the ideas and ideologies. So people literally say like there's certain strongholds. You could call that a stronghold. Now, what is a stronghold? Ideas, mentalities that hold you strong and set in certain kind of ways, right? So now, of course, there's also a similar story of a lady who helped a DVV victim, a domestic violence victim, and she literally helped her, got her away from the man, and then, of course, helped her, set her up nicely and everything, was giving her money. She went back to him, didn't she? She went right back to him and all of that. And then so in this case, it wasn't the person that was helping, that was harassing. In this one, it was the other way around. So she realized she went back to the man. She literally stopped the allowance, and then this lady is literally harassing her.
Why did you
stop sending?
She now even had the mind to tell her that, do you know that if my husband, because apparently the man even beat her and left, that she got in communication with the guy and told the man that, things are good now, there's somebody helping us. That's the reason why he agreed to come back.
Wow.
So literally on another woman's dime. And she's like, oh, okay. She literally just blocked her and and if somehow the woman found a way to get back to her and just asking that I was on my own, no. You're the one that said, come and help me. Now that I even really need the help now, you are gone. That she now started insulting her that she was jealous.
There's so much to unpack when it comes to
her marriage.
Yeah.
And so
helping
it's just...
people generally is a very sensitive.
It is a very sensitive
thing.
Thank you for putting it that way.
Sensitive.
Yeah.
And if it gets to a certain point and you notice that things are changing, don't take it personally.
Exactly. So that's where I was going from the very start. When that lady helped this woman out the streets with her kids.
Don't take it personally.
You took it a bit too personal when you went back and harassed her because she was back out there. That's all she understands. Perhaps maybe you didn't need that camera, absolutely.
So what people should do, in my opinion, the real help is the mindset shift. And the truth is that's not going to happen overnight.
Exactly.
But then again, that's effort. So literally giving someone money, you literally have to, they have to literally, I don't know if someone has seen, there's a movie on Netflix, I can't remember now and all of that. It literally has to do with things like this. There's a home for domestic, so they literally take them through classes. So it's not enough for you to just come and stay here. They take you through classes, through reorientation.
That reorientation.
Give you reorientation, then empowerment.
Exactly. And that's how it goes. Reorientation, then empowerment. And that's what's missing in our society.
But this is not to say that you should not help.
Oh no, please do help.
The real help is...
help. Even if if you're helping, it's even a bigger sacrifice because the risk is that this help might be thrown back in your face.
Of course.
It might not be appreciated, but still do it. Just for those few that do appreciate it and for the fact that, you know, it is good to help people, help your family.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Don't stop helping.
Wanted to say a big shout out to people like Brain Jota, Osisa Popcorn, a couple of these influencers that are genuinely helping people out there. There was an instance with Brain Jota just over last week, but we didn't want to talk about that. Maybe perhaps tomorrow we'll share our views on it, but share our views on it because it was spoken about on your view. That's what I did there. So join us. Let's talk about this. Use the hashtag WakeupNigeria on TVC. Would like to know what your opinion is. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. You guys are welcome. It's time for the dailies. At least let's find out what the headlines are today. Thank you very much for sticking around and joining us. I'm not here alone. Of course, I have the delectable Titi Onyisa in here with me. Titi, you are welcome.
Oh, thank you very much.
Grand to have you for a Monday. It is the 13th, hate the number 13, the 13th of November 2023. Let's find out what's talking out there. Starting from the Punch newspaper, of course. We've got this headline here. PDP LP kick as Uzodimma Ododo win protest in Bayelsa. Uzodimma win all LGs. Opposition rejects Imo Kogi results. Say no election took place. Diri's supporters protest as Silva wins Nembe with 22,248 votes. APC defend victory in local government. At the top of the Punch newspaper, Dangote refinery secures license to refine 300,000 barrels per day crude. But when? We're wondering when this is going to kick off. We had such big hopes. We're still waiting on that one. VCs write FG, reject 40% varsity IGR deduction. And of course, Scale, a pace-setting military Amazon takes last salute. At the bottom for the Punch newspaper, Nigerians make unfair demands on lawmakers, say the Senate president. And artists take ill during church concert, dies in hospital. Sad there. Israel Hamas, which has become a daily staple for the Punch newspaper. Arab nations condemned Gaza killings, want ICC probe. And somewhere to the side of the photo story for today, NGE draws Tinubu, Ribadu, or others to Uyo, and FG aims for 1.9 million barrels per day, intensifies war against oil theft. I don't know so much talk about crude, and we're still getting very little, when it comes to the provision of its materials.
You know, the Dangote refinery, the 300,000 barrels per day worth of crude will make a serious dent in our GDP. It will make a serious dent in what's available for not just export, but also for what everybody can use.
Good or bad? I mean,
but now the issue for me has always been reliance on crude in general. I've always been an advocate for finding other means, because
like
other countries, yes.
Okay.
So other countries are using electric-powered cars now, even in Africa.
Okay.
Even in Ethiopia, you have electric-powered cars doing short trips.
While we're on that subject, I'd like to say that the Lagos State government actually has electric buses out there, and very soon they might be rolling out electric cars. It's one thing to preach electricity, it's another thing if it's available, not just for the state itself, for these buses, but for individuals to start to perhaps maybe consider using it.
Yeah. Soon enough.
What other daily do you have?
I have with me the Nation newspaper.
All right.
It says here, Imo Kogi governorship polls, Uzodinma Ododo triumph. INEC keeps Bayelsa's leading candidate Diri in suspense. Achonu, Ajaka, Melaye reject elections outcome. The story, of course, starts there on the cover, and there are more reactions on page 25. The actual results are right there on the cover of the Nation, according to which parties garnered which votes. And it also talks about inflation here, rising on soaring food and energy prices. As December approaches, there's always the penchant for prices of food to go up. And it's. I don't think this is new. I think it's something we've been expecting. It says here, terrorists kill 100 in Burkina Faso attack, where Bokai seek alliances ahead runoff. Heavy fighting rages near main Gaza hospital. I wanted to touch on that. There were some, I don't know whether you could call them conspiracy theories or rumors going around that one of the reasons why the hospital in Gaza was attacked was because somehow beneath it or somewhere around it were some terrorists hiding under the fact that it was a hospital. I'm not sure how true that is, but...
One headline I was very interested with was the customs raising exchange rate for importers. This means that anything that's been imported perhaps maybe would be going up in price. It's very, very unfortunate because of the lack of imports coming in right now, the revenue for the customs is actually very low. So, hey, how do we make more money? Increase the dues. I don't know how that's going to fare for the common man who wants to buy imported goods, however, especially with the rising cost of everything
we need to
else.
reduce our imports generally.
Exactly.
We do need to reduce our imports.
Maybe this is a policy to try and reduce imports.
Yeah,
perhaps.
we really do. We actually really do. And there's almost nothing that the average Nigerian cannot produce here.
Inside of Nigeria.
Have you seen what they're doing in Aba these days? Have you seen what they're doing all over Nigeria? There are some amazing things. They just need support.
Next paper here, the Guardian newspaper. I've got this one. Uzodinma re-elected. Ododo wins Kogi as Diri leads in Bayelsa. Of course, the Guardian, and their very beautiful charts giving you specific details on how each of the candidates did. Reps to launch NAS eyes for effective oversight on MDAs, and Fakana knocks Israel over collective punishment, crime against humanity. Imo gubernatorial polls how not to conduct a credible election. This one on page 27 for the Guardian. And Tinubu, the challenge of moral leadership. A fuel subsidy forex liberalization may drive inflation to 30% by December, and that is a lot. That will be actually the highest what's it called, for inflation. 45-year-old woman flees with daughters over circumcision rights. At the bottom for The Guardian. And lastly, social media regulation bill, gagging free speech or taming monsters. A conversation I would like to have with especially the Gen Zs when I find them, if they feel that their expressions would be gagged if there was such a bill put out and ascended to.
There is a need for some form of regulation. Because of this issue of fake news. Because, you know, a lot of people don't understand the power of wielding a microphone. I'm going to say wielding because the microphone can be a weapon. It was once said that, you know, microphones can begin and even end wars. And once you have your cell phone in your hand, it doesn't mean that it's everything you see that you forward or repost or
Rwandan genocide started from off of a microphone.
It's actually
it was a radio broadcast.
Lot more serious than people understand. Free speech, I actually do think we've not... okay, you know what? There's no time to continue that conversation. We still have one more paper.
I would let you go. One more paper we do. Daily Trust here. Imo Kogi by suppose Uzodimma Ododo win as Diri maintains. This is regular in all the papers today. Nigerian lawmakers most ridiculed, says Senate President Akpabio. And flights diversion, congestion at Abuja Airport over runway incursion. I'll ensure National Assembly creates constitutional role for traditional rulers, say Tinubu. That's quite interesting. A lot of conversation has also happened when it comes to the role of traditional leaders in governance. And grumbling over $54 million domestic airlines trapped fund. Still talk on that one. NNPC restores 275,000 barrels daily production. Woohoo. And without my action, Northwood would have been on fire, says Matawale. 5 killed in Shagamu Benin Expressway crash. And that's all the headlines we have for today. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you very much, Titi, for being a part of the dailies, as usual.
You're welcome.
Now, I woke up this morning absolutely hungry. I came in asking whoever has fufu. Please, I'm still asking if anybody has fufu or any kind of swallow.
Fufu?
I would like to have it right now.
Wow.
I'm really hungry. If anybody's out there and would like to send it through, feel free. Send it over. We're at, you know the address, Google where TVC is, okay? I'm that hungry. I'm that hungry. All right, let's do a short break. And when we get back, Winfrey will be telling us exactly what I will be having for breakfast this morning. I don't care about anybody else.
Hello and welcome again to this beautiful show that is Wake Up Nigeria. It's a beautiful Monday morning and we have breakfast. Okay, not served, but like you get. I have Chef Flora here with me. Hi, Chef Flora. How are you doing today?
Good.
Okay, so, I mean, we have an array of ingredients right here spread out on the table. And what are we making this morning?
Oh, we're making vegetable chicken. It's a very simple recipe adopted from Asian recipe.
What is with Nigerians and Asian cuisine? What is the problem? What's it?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to explain.
Okay.
Like this very one is adopted from the ancient recipe. I love it because it's very healthy.
Okay.
And it has a lot of vegetables.
Yes.
A lot, but I just picked a few.
A few, yeah.
But what I want to draw attention to is the shredded chicken that we are using.
Okay.
It's just their habit to shred.
To shred, yes.
Chicken breast. In the olden times of the ancients, they don't have firewood. It's not really common, so they needed to shred those chickens.
Yeah, so it cooks quick. That makes a lot of sense.
For this recipe, if you don't want to shred, you can cut your chicken.
Cut your chicken the way you like it, yes. Okay, so you can chop it if you want and all of that. So tell me, what exactly are we making? You said vegetable chicken?
Yes.
And
sweet potato.
And sweet potato. Okay, so it's not like a porridge form?
No.
No, so you just put it on the side.
Yes.
All right, amazing. So tell me, what ingredients do we need to bring this to life?
So we need the chicken breast,
yes.
Shredded, optional. Then I have my spring onions, I have the spinach, and I have the cabbage, the carrots, tomatoes, onions, and of course my pepper mix.
Yeah.
The pepper mix already has a chili, ginger, garlic, and tomatoes.
And tomatoes. Amazing. Okay, so now run me through the process before we start anything.
Okay.
How exactly are we going to do this?
Okay, the first thing we're going to do is to warm the oil.
Okay.
With onions, with ginger and garlic. Then the shredded chicken goes in.
Yes.
Then we stir fry it. Then we add all the veggies.
All the veggies, yes. All right. So we're not taking the chicken out. We're going to add everything in it and stir it together. And then once that's set. So when is our pepper mix going in?
Oh, sorry. That's true. So we're going to take off the fried breast chicken, and then we fry the
pepper mix.
Then we add the chicken and
puts it all.
The most important thing is that the veggies must go in the last.
The last, all right. So are we boiling or frying the sweet potato?
Yes, we're well, I'm boiling, but
okay, you can fry if you like. I mean, but then again, it's more healthy to boil it. Amazing. I have Chef Flora here. We're making our vegetable chicken and, of course, sweet potato on the side. And right now we have our sweet potato on the fire. It's boiling. It's, of course, been peeled, washed, and chopped. And what else are we doing, Chef Flora? Tell me.
Okay, so we want to fry out the...
We want to fry our vegetable now. But first off, with the chicken breast, right?
Yes.
So I noticed that I see some seasoning on chicken breast. So tell me, what did you marinate with?
Okay, ginger, garlic, and curry masala.
And curry masala. No seasoning cube?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, so let's have that. You want to add that now?
No. I'm going to warm the oil first.
The oil, okay. And then add a little onion to it. All right, to give it that flavor.
Yes, then we have garlic.
Ginger.
And garlic.
Garlic, yes. Do you know that the things you smell actually affect your mood? So actually waking up in the morning to a beautiful combination of fried onion and ginger literally gives you that Christmas feel. You remember Christmas morning growing up? Yeah. Wake up and then the whole house
is smelling
nice because mommy's in the kitchen cooking jollof rice. Amazing. Okay. Smells really good. Really, really good. And what will be going in after that?
The shredded chicken will go in.
Shredded chicken will go. Okay. So we have all of that absorbed into the chicken. All right. Let's see that. Okay. How long did you marinate the chicken for?
Like 30 minutes, and it can stay in the refrigerator for overnight.
Overnight. Okay, so you can actually marinate overnight. Yes. All right, so that it absorbs more of the
spices.
Spice and all of that. Nice. Okay. Good, and very good. All right. That's going to take roughly how long?
It's like 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Okay, not even up to 5 minutes. Okay, that's good.
It's a soft chicken.
Yes, it's very soft actually, so it's going to take time. But it's a lot, so I mean, yeah, of course, and that's it. That's it. So if you're just joining us, we're making vegetable chicken with sweet potato. All right, and then we have ingredients right there that you need on your screen, just so you can actually put that down. Or not. But just try this recipe out, definitely you want to do that. We have shredded chicken breast and 1 clove garlic, ginger roots, medium onions, carrots, shredded cabbage, pepper mix, vegetable oil, curry masala, spinach, seasoning cubes. I mean, you can either serve this particular recipe with either rice, potatoes, or boiled yam. Today, we chose sweet potatoes. Definitely going to taste really amazing. It is the top of the hour, and we have to go on a break, but we'll be right back with so much more happening right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back for the second hour. Second hour for Monday edition is here. And hey, while most people set their alarms for the start of the Wake Up Nigeria show, it's okay if you guys meet us halfway. Hey, we still have much prepared for you guys. So hey, late risers, you're welcome.
We do. And we make good on this hour. You might have missed some really interesting things from earlier on. Yes. Not to worry. You can always catch them on YouTube. That's TVC Entertainment if you search on YouTube. Or just sit tight and enjoy the best 45 minutes you'll have for today.
Hey, even if we say so ourselves, because we put in a lot of work for these 45 minutes remaining for you late risers. I'm still haggling on you guys waking up late. Because it's a Monday, it should be the first morning where you decide to wake up at 4 a.m. instead of 5.
But you know that extra hour of sleep has invigorated them.
Hey, I don't blame you.
It's energized them.
I've got a ritual myself. If I wake up and still need some more sleep, I try to get to work extra early and then maybe catch some Z's for about 15 or 30 minutes to repost and restart myself.
It's the industry you work in, as you know. In corporate world, you can't be caught on your desk like this. No.
Well, not in the office. Do it in the car. Don't do it in the office. I don't know. But one thing.
Or in the bus.
Tell you what, I have seen you catching a couple of Z's sometimes. You've seen me once or twice, but we have never, in a million years, and we will never see Winfrey sleeping. Does she? Winfrey, do you sleep?
She's a princess. She don't sleep.
Yeah, do you
don't sleep? Princesses don't sleep.
That's why
we have Sleeping Beauty. She slept for us all.
Of
course I sleep. I just try to plan my days in such a way that I actually sleep well at night. And it's not just about sleeping long hours, it's sleeping restful hours. So, yeah.
I can imagine what you look like when you sleep. It's always so elegant.
It's
And
like,
there's Disney music playing in the background and everything. It's always, I can imagine it's beautiful. I will tell you, however, how if you are unfortunate to catch Titi sleeping.
That's how he looks when he's asleep. Don't ask me how I know that, but he described it.
My name is Mazino Appeal.
And my name is Titilayo Oyiso. This is Wake Up Nigeria.
Absolutely.
And of course, it's a Monday. You can catch us on GOTV channel 16 or UHF channel 49 or indeed tvcentertainment.tv or on Facebook at TVC Connect.
Make sure you have the app with you downloaded. It's available for free iOS or Google Play Store. Now, let's let you guys know what we have coming up for the rest of the show here. Joining us is going to be our motivational speaker, Mr. Gabriel Balogun. Will be here to talk to us about something very interesting. How to avoid procrastination using self-meditation.
And for a poetry session, Abu Ibrahim is going to be here. We need him to serenade us into our work week with a beautiful rendition of one of his performances.
Dr. Yinka Okweke, a Houston-based international business consultant with over 19 years of entrepreneurial experience, joins us today to talk about her business, Smart Gas Foundation. It's a not-for-profit arm of Smart Gas responsible for successfully donating over 8,500 refilled cooking gas cylinders with burners to less privileged communities. They also conduct advocacy programs on transition to solid fuels. Well, she joins us to talk about her endeavors.
Hello and good morning. Welcome back. Now, it's November, right? And I know you probably have a few things you said you were going to be doing, maybe by August, by September, but it hasn't happened yet. Yeah. Why? A simple word, very long one, procrastination. And here we're going to be talking about defeating this really awful thing, actually, when you think about it. We have Gabriel Balogun here with us today to discuss this. He is a business development strategist. He has a passion for pushing personalities and brands to achieve the best outcome. Maybe relearning and having a better strategy might just help you get out of this procrastinating situation.
Definitely.
It's great to have you in the studio.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome back.
Good morning.
So it's November, like
End
joke, like
year.
joke, like play, like play. All the things people said they were going to do, what do you think really is at fault here?
Interesting. So let me begin by saying that we are not procrastinators. We just have the habit of procrastinating.
Okay.
I think that reframing is very important because it helps us deal with it with science, right? I believe that of the numerous reasons, the culprits for procrastinating is stress.
Stress.
Yes.
The average Nigerian is stressed.
Yes. And because it's a habit, the think about it, every habit has 3 levels or 3 parts. Trigger, pattern, reward. Now, we cannot deal with the triggers because we're in Nigeria, right? I mean, we would always have stressors anywhere in the world.
Everywhere.
However, we can deal with the pattern because let's say you are tired of, you have to send an email and then you're tired.
Yeah.
Your brain is telling you, sis, you're too tired to start thinking of how to write this email. Just watch some skits.
Yeah, on your
so
phone.
That's the trigger, stress. But you move away from doing the tasks to watching videos or skits. And then that's the pattern. And then you get the reward. So when people think about their goals, and they're like, man, I've not achieved this. Man, I don't even think I have the power to push for this.
Yeah.
They don't do it. And then they go do something else, right? And so what they need to do is to break that pattern, that instead of moving away from the tasks when they're stressed, they need to do it. And the easiest way to do that is to think of the tasks as input-based as opposed to output-based. So let's say you were supposed to start a business.
Okay.
But you're tired, you're fatigued, you're thinking of everything that is happening in Nigeria. How am I going to start this business and all of that? Instead of saying, let me start a business, why not get your first customer? That's input-based.
Okay.
So instead of thinking of starting the entire business, let me get the first customer.
Okay.
And the moment you get the first customer and you get the reward, you see that this is good. You get the second customer. You get the third customer, you've already started the business.
Okay.
As opposed to thinking, let me go and register the name, I don't have 150K. All those bodies is off because now you've taken the first step and you just need to keep doing it.
There's so much truth in everything you said. But I know that there are also you mentioned science.
Yes.
Now, there's some ways that there's some things people can do to sort of, in a sense, alleviate the stress and reduce the procrastination. Can you advise on that?
And that's why I like the topic, motivation. No one can really motivate you except yourself. Now, I know a lot of motivational speakers can come from my head, but the truth is, if you're not willing to do anything, you cannot do anything. So the very first thing is you need to ask yourself, why do I not want to do this? That's the science. Identify the reason why you don't want to do it. Why don't I want to send that email? Why don't I want to ask that girl out? Why am I afraid of doing it? Is it boring? Is it vague? Is it not interesting? Once you figure that out, you need to now reframe the task to become something that is enjoyable for you.
Okay.
So you need to think of the reward and then imagine yourself enjoying that reward. And that sort of gives you energy to take the very first step.
I can probably give an example of myself procrastinating here. So I started, I think this was 2018, 2019, started a candle business.
Interesting.
And I have all the candle wax, all the fragrances, all the colors. I even have packaging. I have everything I need to just launch. I even saved the Instagram handle. I've done everything. And then I'm just like, don't worry, I'm coming. And then I looked at the dollar. If I import this fragrance now, it's not the same price as how many years ago. So I've been procrastinating so long that it just seems so overwhelming to go back and actually restart. So is there anything else that I can do? There are probably a lot of people who probably have these kinds of things in mind. Dreams that they've pushed to the side. Kids, maybe husband wasn't really so interested, didn't really ginger you. What can they do at this point?
Get your first customer.
First customer.
Just get your first customer.
All right, Gabriel, come and buy candle now.
Right, I mean, if the fragrance is nice, why not?
All right.
But I think get your first customer.
Okay.
Don't think about opening the store yet.
Okay.
Don't even think about branding and colors and all of that.
Okay.
Get the first customer and get profit. Once you get profit, the energy sparks. Like you're like, wow, I sold this and I made 40K or I made 10K.
Okay.
I can literally sell 10 more and make 100K without breaking a sweat. I have 3, 4, 5 people that I can take these candles to. They can put it in their office. I can talk to someone that does gift boxes for organizations and say, why don't you add my candle? Just your brain begins to open up to how can I move from 10K profits to the second customer, to the third customer. See, business is buying and selling in the layman terms. So as long as you're starting to sell and people are buying, you've started the candle business. And then you sell, maybe you give yourself, okay, I just want to have 5 customers for the next 1 month for a start.
Okay.
Get feedback, understand what they like, and then become their official candle supplier.
Okay, amen.
And say
that.
every month,
yeah,
I will bring 3 fragrances. You pick 1, or you pick 2, or you pick 3. And once, I mean, nobody, everyone likes sweet things. Once it's smelling nice, someone else comes, where did you get this? Oh, someone brought it for me.
Okay.
And that's how it begins.
So is there anything that, just as quickly as possible, meditation can do?
Meditation. So, you know what meditation does is, well, yes, meditation clears your mind.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
When you're meditating, you force yourself to zone out of every other thing and become laser focused or tunnel vision on one specific thing.
Okay.
So but your meditation has to have purpose. Are you meditating to clear your mind? Are you meditating on how to get the first customer? Are you meditating on how to be a good mother? Whatever it is you want to meditate on, you need to define it so that you can tunnel vision on it.
Okay.
Once you do that, your mind opens up.
Honestly speaking, I can't wait to try some of this, out later on. It just feels like everyone is dealing with so much at the same time. And it becomes a journey of trying to not take 2 steps back.
Yes.
And always at least take 1 step forward.
The understanding of every journey lies in taking the first step.
Take that first step.
Yes.
Don't know who this message was for this morning. It might have been for you. It might have been for you. Whoever it was for, you should share your thoughts on this. I can't wait to see them. Use our hashtag WakeupNigeria on TVC and let us know. Hopefully you are not one of the procrastinators. And by 2024, it will be a thing of the past.
Oh, you caught me saying thank you to a compliment there by our guest. Well, Dr. Yinka Okweke is inside the studio. And yes, she was the one who was asking or telling that I'm looking rather sharp. Thank you very much, madam.
Absolutely.
Well, Dr. Okweke is a Houston-based international business consultant who, over the past 19 years of entrepreneurial experience, is joining us today to talk about her business, Smart Gas Foundation. Now, it's a not-for-profit arm of Smart Gas. They're responsible for successfully donating over 8,500 pre-filled cooking gas cylinders and burners to less privileged communities. And they also conduct advocacy programs on transition to solid fuels. She joins us today to talk about this. You are welcome. Good to have you here.
Nice to be here.
How do non-profit or not-for-profit organizations function? How do they take care of their overheads, I wonder? Just a question I want to start with.
Well, I would only speak to ours, really, yeah, because one thing I always say is that for you to run a non-profit, you still have to run it like a business. Because at the end of the day, even if you have funders, you have to get to the point whereby you try to run a system that is sustainable and scalable. Because for you to set up a non-profit is because you have a mission you're trying to achieve. You believe there's value you're giving to the underserved in whatever sector you decide to play. So you have to see what is the longevity, how is it sustainable. Peradventure, I don't have investors or I don't have sponsors. How do we continue to progress this? So it's really a function of ensuring that you're still thinking and looking at it as a business. And back to us in Smart Gas, like you said, it's the non-profit arm of our for-profit business.
So you do have a business.
Absolutely.
And then you have a passion to help people, and that's why you set up the not-for-profit arm of the business. That's great. What's this trash for gas motto I've been hearing?
Okay, great. So that's our brainchild as a company in Smart Gas, and essentially we are a company that is focused on ESG, and that is environment, on the environmental factors, social impact, and on governance. Now, we operate in the downstream gas sector, so essentially we're focused on cooking gas. So we do different things in that, and we're back to trash to gas, because they say that over 43 million households are there in Nigeria, and just less than 10% of them use cooking gas. It means that the vast majority are using solid fuels, and by that I mean the traditional ways of cooking, using charcoal, kerosene, and firewood. Now, based on NBS, they're saying that over 133 million people are multidimensionally poor, and that means they don't have access to clean cooking and clean energy. And for us, that space is where we play. So most of the underserved communities all around us in urban centers, you don't even have to go far to rural areas. Most of them don't have access for 2 reasons. The number one is the cost of the cylinders. The average, yeah, absolutely. The average 3 kg cylinder or 6 kg, which you typically find them using with a burner, will go for about maybe 16 to 21,000 naira. Now, for someone who is living on less than $2 a day, would not be able to accumulate that amount of money one time to buy those cylinders.
Okay.
So we try to give away those cylinders to them and do a lot of advocacy.
Oh.
The second point is habitual, because they're just used to using firewood.
Yeah.
Some of them will go to an uncompleted building, go and steal some firewood, they'll take it, then you have issues of deforestation, cutting down of trees, and so many other things.
And environmental
Absolutely, yeah. So back to the, exactly, SDG goals 7 and 13. So it all adds up. So for us, we have decided to play in that space to give away these cylinders and do a lot of advocacy.
So you give out these cylinders to these less privileged communities for free?
Absolutely.
I know you have a business arm, but then still you must be able to at least take care of overhead somehow with the not-for-profit. So how do you make money back from or do you have partners?
Okay, so yeah, good question. So for us as a company, we have what we earmark on a regular basis to do this advocacy. But like I said, based on the numbers I just threw out there, it's not something that in Smart Gas we can do alone. And that's why we partner with state governments, federal governments, corporate organizations, you know, well-meaning Nigerians, high net worth individuals, anyone who just really wants to play in this sustainability space, you know, looking at impacts of climate change and all that, they partner with us. And typically it's our cylinders that they would use for those advocacies, you know. So when we go to those communities, as against just giving them the gas, like I said, they're expensive. So we say, you know what, take all the trash from your environment, give us in exchange for that gas.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes, absolutely.
That's amazing.
Yes. And that has actually opened up a lot of opportunities for recycling companies and burden recyclers. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So for us, it's about collaborations. There will always be an area of alignment, you know. So we are just focused on cleaner energy. We are focused on cleaner air quality, but why not? As we're doing that, and then we now have it's an on-site exercise. So we give them recycle bags, about 2. We teach them about segregation, and then they put all the PET bottles in one, trash in the other one, and it's just very engaging. All these things I'm saying takes about 3 hours. So they go around, there are gutters, they are everywhere, they pick all that trash very fast because they're thinking the cylinders might finish, you know.
You're going to
so
start
they
a
give you all of
recycling company anytime soon?
I don't think so.
Not too much? Handling too much?
Yeah, exactly. Because the value chain is very wide, and that's why I always encourage a lot of people that there's so many opportunities.
While you've done that and you're making the trash available, recycle companies can form an ancillary type endeavor on the side.
And there was one recycling company that we spoke to, very interesting. They actually use the plastics. They use soft plastics, so like pure water bags. They use them to make interlocking stones.
Yeah, I
Those
saw that.
pallets, you know, and I think that's just very, you know, it's just novel. And for me, the opportunities are there. The challenges, of course, they're there as well, you know, but if we're able to have the right collaborations, partnerships, a lot can be done in that space. And that's an opportunity for impact investors to also come into the sector to see how they can, you know,
well, we got questions for you from people who knew you were coming, and they wanted to know something very interesting, especially when it comes to talking about cooking gas. This very confusing thing that happened a couple of months ago. Cooking gas was very cheap. What on earth happened? Can you explain summarily?
Okay, so exactly. And I'll tell you what I know, even though there's so much data out there. So, number one, gas is an international commodity, you know, and just as I was coming, I was looking at the price as at October 2023. The international price for a gallon, you know, of propane is about $2.4 per gallon. Now, when you look at the weight of that, you know, it's like 4 liters, and 4 liters is like 2 kg of gas. So that brings it to, and so when you look at it, it's like $1 kg of gas is about $1 plus. And now it's about 1,200 naira, 1,200 naira. So number one, because of the fact that hydrocarbons are in high demand, you know, in the international space. So, of course, the prices are going up. And then, of course, the issues of the war in Israel, Hamas, and so many other things in the international space
so
are
all
affecting
of these international little nuances actually affect
they are
the price of gas in my kitchen.
Absolutely, yes, it does.
I never would have thought about that.
Yeah, and even though we have increased our consumption as a country, you know, a majority of it is still being imported. Even though the statistics is being debated, you know, we know that NLNG is bringing putting in all of their domestic supply in the local market. But because the awareness is a lot by the government, talking about the decade of gas, you know, COP26, 27, Paris Agreement, and so many other things, and even having a Ministry of Gas, all of that is government's advocacy to talk about adoption. So the usage and awareness has increased. However, we're still importing, you know, a good amount. So
where it hits my pocket, the question is, how much would gas be in December?
Well, that's not for me to tell.
You could hint.
But there's been so much speculations around it. I know that it's really very tough for people. That's the truth, you know. But like I said, for us as a company, number one, well, first of all, while we understand that the price is it's an integral part of what it is, it's really about the effect on your health.
Okay, yeah,
you know, in terms of the carbon emission, greenhouse gases, and things like that. A lot of people have really lost their lives just because they don't even know they're asthmatic and their parents are using firewood and things like that. So really, my heart always goes out to Nigerians. I really don't know how we're surviving it, but
you're doing a great job out there helping these communities and people who can't really afford it. It's great. How easy is it? And this is my final question. How easy is it, however, to start a non-profit type organization, much like the one you have? Would I need to find an investor first, or would I just only begin? And what should be my mission behind it? Is it to make small money to go by, or absolute passion to just help people? Which is it?
Okay, so it's definitely the latter in terms of helping people, the value you're bringing. I don't have a problem with the money, because when the value is clear, know how the money will follow, know how it's a matter of time, you know. So it's really about the value, and that would translate in the way you administer your processes, your business. It would all show in that. The second thing is, I always believe you put your money where your mouth is. As against starting with investors and looking for sponsors, if you believe so much in it, start it. You can start small and scale up, you know, because it's something you're doing it's not for profit anyways, you know. So take your time, start it, let people really see what you're doing. You know, there's proof of concept, you know, they see the genuineness in what you're doing. You'll always over time, you know, see people that will come on to, you know, so yeah.
Fantastic. Well, that's beautiful. Yeah. I will start delivering socks to children across primary schools across Nigeria for free with puppy dog socks.
We're looking at this, you know, I'm sure that you'll do a great job.
Well, thank you very much, Dr.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Very interesting listening to you.
Thank you.
Very educative, by the way.
Thank you.
And there's an aura about you that is so pleasant.
For real? Thank you.
She said for real. We urbanized her. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you for sticking with us. Do stay tuned. We're going to take Dr. Kweke into the kitchen here, where we have something absolutely delicious prepared for you. Are you surprised?
I am.
Well, we got prepared just for you. So
interesting.
Let's go over already.
Thank you.
Okay, so it's been a marvelous Monday so far.
Absolutely.
And it's even more marvelous at this point.
Yes, of course.
Because we have you joining us.
To the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen.
Yeah.
And I have Chef Flora here with me. She's been hard at work putting together this meal. Now, it's chicken vegetable with boiled sweet potatoes. We'd like for you to try it out and tell us exactly what you think about it. Chef Flora, just let us know what exactly she's eating.
Alrighty.
Tell her, Chef.
Let me start by saying, when I take off my glasses,
I could not recognize you.
Yeah.
That's some Clark Kent Superman thing there.
The aroma, and I was like, am I not going to taste out of this? So good job, guys. Thank you. I like sweet potatoes.
Who is this?
That's nice.
How did she get in here?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, let's do it.
Is it the business? There you go.
What do you think?
Oh, the sound
Soft.
of it's here.
Spicy. Tasty.
Oh, and that's on period.
That's on period.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And thanks to everyone for joining us on this Super Monday.
Yes.
We definitely will be seeing you again tomorrow. So stay tuned and don't touch that dial.
All right then, guys. See ya.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.